Hi there, it's Thursday the 18th of March and obviously we all know that we are in the midst of a worldwide coronavirus outbreak, but I also thought it was time for a vlog, and I think now more than ever we are all going to need to distract ourselves with vlogs and crafting, and just remembering that there are other aspects of life that are still going on, and hopefully you can find a nice quiet time during the next few days, weeks and months to just settle down and keep up with me, see what I've been up to. I am going to show the usual sewing and making, baking, cooking, gardening, hopefully still going out and about where possible to wide open spaces. Yeah, and just kind of share what I'm doing to keep busy, and yeah, it's the middle of March, so springtime is happening. Daffodils are coming out. I'm eagerly watching my tulips growing because I can't remember what I planted, so really excited to see what varieties of tulips we've got. I've also planted some sweet pea seeds. They have just started to sprout. I was a bit worried because some of the seeds were out of date. I planted a couple of different ones, so I'm not sure which ones were the out of date ones, but it doesn't matter. Some of them are sprouting, and I got another pack of seeds in Aldi the other day. I think it's got about 6 varieties in it, so I'm looking forward to planting those because they look beautiful. I will show you the package, or I can maybe insert the package while I'm talking. So yeah, it's Thursday. I'm not at Falkland Palace. The National Trust has closed its properties, however the garden is still operating. I'm not sure if the garden there is open to the public or not. I'm a bit unclear about that. I know that some of the bigger properties that are outdoor spaces, you know, like that's their main feature, I know that they're open. I'm not sure if ours is. So we got an email from the gardener saying they're still happy for the volunteers to go in to do gardening, which I'm actually delighted about. I think that's going to be brilliant to be able to go and do that, so I'm really happy about that. I'm not going in today because as of tomorrow, Friday, schools will be closed, so I just want to get sort of a handle on some work stuff. I was kind of relieved when we got the first email saying that the property was closed, because then I thought I can get so much done today. And then later on in the evening the other email came out saying we can go in if we want, but I thought it best not to go in today and just get on with some stuff. I have a huge pile of stock made that I'm going to put in my shop. I had been planning to make stock for the past few weeks anyway, so the timing has worked out perfectly, and now I've got a big pile of stock. So I'm going to photograph that in a minute and get it uploaded to my Etsy shop in the next few days. I'm not going to put out a specific date and time when the update will happen. I'm just going to, it'll just be in my shop as and when I get around to doing it, so keep an eye out on my shop, keep checking back if you're interested in getting anything. I've got large bags, small bags, crochet hook rolls and a couple of pin pennants and lots of DPN cozies. I might actually just show you a couple of the pieces that I've got. So this is the pile of bags that I have. I've been very busy. I've also gone through some of my fabric drawers because they were getting awfully full. So I've pulled out some fabrics that I haven't used for a while, so you might see things here that you already have items made out of. I love the cute bunnies. I've got glasses on, so sweet. So some of these are just really lovely. I don't think I've used this fabric yet. It's got hearts on it. Stuff. I'm not going to go through every one of them. Oh, this is beautiful. So yeah, I had fun going through my fabrics and just wanted to use up some fabrics really, because there were some that I had left, just really small pieces left, so just used them up now. This is denim, which I think is really cool. Quite a nice bag, nice mustard trim at the top, and more of the metallic sort of denim ones as well. Just lots of different fabrics. Some you might have seen before, like this one's an older one. I've been using that up. Same with that one, that's the last of that one, and that one. A couple of the same fabrics here on the outer, but one is like pinks and one is blues. So I really like seeing how things look different with different trims. I'm always going to be drawn to the pinks though, although the blue is beautiful. So that's all the bags. I've got just a couple of DPN cozies. Quite a lot there. I got carried away. I've just been keeping loads of my scraps that are too small to be useful for bags, but they were perfect for DPN cozies. So there's loads there, and I have a few crochet hook rolls as well. And I realised that some of these match the bags as well. So if you like matching items, then you will get matching items. And I've used some for the DPN cozies. So if you like matchy matchy, you can have matchy matchy. And even this one is on the trim of this bag. Oh, I've used the same line and hadn't even realised that. So that matches the bag. So if you like matching sets or not, I'm sure you'll find something that you like. So yeah, I just thought quickly I would film a bit just now, and I'm going to now use my phone to take the photos for my shop. I've just been preparing some sourdough mix for baking. That'll be ready to bake tomorrow morning. Today is the day of all the folding of the dough. I'm quite interested to see how it comes out this time. The starter that's kept in the fridge is smelling so strong. It's not unpleasant. I am actually really enjoying the smell. That just sounded weird. But it's got like a real beery kind of smell to it, which I guess is just a yeasty smell. But it's really quite nice, and it's getting quite strong, so I'm wondering if that's going to make the bread taste a bit more sour, because up until now I haven't really felt like it's tasted particularly sour. It's also a really sunny day today, so the kitchen's actually quite warm, and it's a lot warmer than it was when I was filming the sourdough in the February vlogs, so it'll be interesting to see how that affects the dough as well. And that's the thing with sourdough, because it's all completely natural. The yeast has been made naturally. No two loaves will ever be the same, and I passed some of the starter on to one of my volunteering friends last week. So because that's going to be living, breathing and growing in her house, her bread's going to end up completely different to mine. Her starter might smell different and all that kind of thing, so it's a really interesting process. I'm just going to make a plain loaf tomorrow, just with plain white bread flour. Last week I had a go at making one that was like cinnamon fruit, and that turned out okay. Unfortunately I added some flour out of the cupboard but didn't realise it was out of date, so I think that may have it made it a little bit denser than it should have been, but it was still edible and the flavours were there. And I put in some raisins, and because of all the proving, the raisins just soaked up lots of liquid, so they were really juicy and really nice in the bread. So I think I'm going to experiment more with adding things to the bread in the future. But at the moment I just needed another plain loaf so that I can slice it and pop it in the freezer. A few days this week and last week I've just been taking a slice out for my lunch. I'm not having it every day, but it's good just to have it there. So that one we'll have that for lunch tomorrow. It'll be fresh out the oven, and then it will get sliced up for the freezer. well, I've got all my photographs taken, so the next step is just to edit them and make sure that they look good, and then after that uploading them to Etsy. So I've got a few kind of quite big jobs ahead of me because those things take ages, and I would rather just sit and make, to be honest, but you can't really do one without the other, so I'll have to do that throughout the rest of today and tomorrow. But I have got something exciting to show you, and I almost forgot. It's a finished object. Do you want to see? Do you want to see? Oh, finished my scrappy advent socks. The light is so bright. How beautiful are they? Oh my god, love them. Love them, love them, love them so, so much. So these were made from minis that I got in my advent calendars. Yeah, love them. Just did a vanilla sock, toe up 2 at a time, and I've just spent the past few weeks working on my whips and really want to get them off. I did a 2x2 rib for the cuff, swapped yarns here, really like it. There are some beautiful yarns in there. I do know what they are, but I don't know off the top of my head, but I do have it in my notebook. So we started off really pale here, which I really like the white background with speckles on it, so I think that's definitely my kind of thing. But I added in some others with some colour as well, and then we've ended up quite a bit more solid near the top. But I love these, absolutely beautiful. And these ones they haven't been blocked yet, but these are such a good fit, so I'm really happy with those. Really happy. I have another thing to show you. What could it be? Another finish! Finished my other Christmas socks that I was working on. I used the Impossible Girl pattern. These sock blockers are shockingly bad. They don't fit the socks properly at all. They're too skinny and the wood is shocking. It's all splitting and one step away from snapping, I think. I'm going to just try and put one of these onto my better sock blockers. I do need to invest in another pair of blockers, I think, because I've only got this pair. It's a really good pair, but they got sat on and the wood has broken there as well. So I need a new pair, but I think you need to invest well. The pair the really cheap bad pair I've got were very cheap ones from eBay, and they really are not great. The wood is really not nice, and they're actually bent. They've probably been sat on as well, but even trying to get your socks on them, they're so flimsy, they feel like they're going to snap. So I'm just going to put this sock onto the better blocker, and then you can see the pattern better as well. So this one was the Impossible Girl pattern, which is free on Ravelry, and it contains a mock cable, so it looks like you've done some really complicated cables here, but there's no cable needle needed. It's basically just a case of lifting the third stitch over the other two and taking it off the needles, so that's where you get the little, you see the bar going across it there, and then obviously you do another couple of steps. So they are beautiful, and these are also a really good fit. And with the cuff I decided to try a, what do you call it? Is it twisted rib? Where you knit in the back loops. Unfortunately on one sock I've messed that up and made a mistake. I think I must have just repeated the wrong row. I don't even know how I did that. How you can mess up rib is, only I could do that. So that's the neater one. I'm not sure if I've done a twisted rib before, but Sherrie's been talking about it a lot. So I decided to try it, and on watching more of her vlogs I realised that it's a 2x2 twisted rib that she likes. This is a 1x1, so next time I'll try the 2x2 maybe. I did find it was really time consuming to have to concentrate to knitting in the back loops. That's what the twisted rib is, knitting in the back loops. So they're really beautiful. I love those as well. So that's me, got 2 finishes, and they're both my Christmas socks. So yeah, I'm just trying to focus on getting things off the needles and then hopefully planning some new projects. I want to do a couple more pairs of scrappy socks, so those are going to be my next plans. I've still got another pair on the needles. I'll show you them next time, and hopefully I'll have them finished. I'm pretty near to being ready to do the cuff on those as well actually, so I'm going to aim to have those finished soon. Just depends how much relaxation time I'm going to get. I have found that from not doing the daily vlogs in February, my evenings were a bit more relaxed, and I just had that little bit of time again to craft, so that's how I managed to get on with my socks and get them finished. Right, I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do next. I'm not actually sure what to do. I don't know whether to sort out the photos or just do some sewing, make more stuff. I'm not sure. I've had a lot of new fabrics arriving recently actually. This is just one stack of them. So beautiful. I haven't made anything with any of these yet, but I cannot wait to use them. How gorgeous is that? I got that from someone who sells fabrics, and it's actually a Sanderson fabric. It's absolutely beautiful. And just other like odds and ends. That's a lovely one as well. So yeah, it just makes me want to sew. We've got mermaids. Is that the right way up? No. We've got mermaids, and I really love this. I don't know why, but it just appeals to me so much. Just simple. I think it's because it's like doodles, isn't it? Line drawn leaves, and then that one's quite pretty as well. It's really washed out and faded. Got these online, so this one's a kind of brighter. I don't know why I bought. That's quite bright. That's not so me. I'm not sure what made me buy that, but anyway, they'll make a nice bright bag. So yeah, some of those you will end up seeing in the next shop update. I quietly had a birthday last week, and these are some lovely gifts sent to me by a friend in the mail. You may recognise the little showery scrub. This has got a soap inside it, and this is a pattern by Jules, who's So Sweet Violet, and this is one that she made for me herself. Isn't that special? The soap inside this one is rose scented, and it's making everything smell beautiful. I'm going to pop that into a yarn basket probably, and it will make the yarn smell nice, and it will also make my sewing room smell nice at the moment until I'm ready to start using that in the shower. So the soap goes inside it, and you just lather it up and use it as a wash mitt. And then obviously you can swap them over in a few days to give it a wash. But that's really, really lovely. And she also made me a little candle in a beautiful little cup. The hellebores that are in my garden are the first hellebores I've ever had. I'm a little bit disappointed that the ones in the garden are both white. I would have loved one of these pinky purpley ones. How cute is that? And a teeny tiny mug. So cute. And Jules filled it herself with a little candle. And she also very, very kindly sent me some beautiful yarn scraps. So these are going to go into some gorgeous projects. Now that my Advent socks are finished, my yarn bowl, which was also from Jules at Christmas time, is now empty of the leftovers. I've got a few bits left over. These bigger ones were mini 20-gram skeins, so there's quite a bit left over in those. With some of the other balls, there are literally teeny scraps, so I would still like to use them again in something. I'll say something. It'll be socks, won't it? So I'm going to pop my wee little scraps in here, I think, because they're just so pretty, and they don't need to go away, do they? I can leave them sat out, and I will find them really inspiring to look at. I absolutely love this one. Jules has been really organised, and she's got them all labelled for me. This is beautiful. Really like that. I really like this one as well, blue and green, which I wouldn't have said were my favourite colours. I do love green, but yeah, I really like that. I think it's quite like nature-like. It's making me think of like little blue tits with their yellow and blue, or just the sky and the grass, I think. Really, really pretty. Oh, doesn't that look nice? That looks so nice. Used to be, once upon a time, people would have bowls of potpourri. Now we're having bowls of yarn. I think that would be just fine as an ornament, don't you? Some of my really lovely friends clubbed together and sent me this rose, which arrived in the post last week for my birthday. I'm really excited to see this grow, and it's going to be so nice to watch it over the summer, giving me flowers. I should also add that as far as I'm concerned and as far as I can, it is business as usual for me, so I'm going to continue to sew as and when I can, and put items in my shop and post them. The only restrictions really are going to be if we can't, if the post office is closed or whatever, and just depends how I get on with Joshua being at home. Obviously my sewing time is going to be greatly reduced because I'm going to have a child at home. But the mystery boxes are going to be going ahead as usual. They've all sold out. The theme is afternoon tea. They went on sale last week. Had a really great response to those, and the fabric for the bags is on order, so that'll come and I can get on with those. And I'm also in talks with the yarn dyer about what we're doing with the yarn, so it's all really exciting. And yeah, so everything seems to be okay for those, because I can just continue working away on the bags, which is a big job, but I'm going to have plenty of time to do it at home. The only thing that's changed at the moment is that I'm not going to be accepting any more custom orders for the time being. It's just a bit too much work. It takes a bit longer than normal orders, and I just don't have the time to commit to that at the moment. Plus I also don't know how my sewing time is going to pan out, so I don't want to take on any commitments to promise anything for anyone and then not be able to do it. So it's kind of taken a bit of a weight off my shoulders already that I'm not going to be doing custom orders, and I can just sew as and when I want and what I want. So yeah, my timer has just gone off again for another folding of my bread dough, so I'm going to go downstairs and do that. And I'm probably going to finish up here for the day, with the vlog, that is. I've still got lots more to do with the shop update. I'm not sure how often I'm going to vlog, but I would like to do it quite regularly just to show you what's going on behind the scenes and what we're getting up to, how we're coping, how we're keeping busy and all that kind of thing. So stay safe, look after yourselves, and I'll see you very soon.